And Marc Morial is president and CEO of the National Urban League and joins me now.
Hi, Andrea.
Well, Mr. Mayor, it's good to see you. First of all, Trayvon Martin. Let's talk about this, what many people would say is a belated decision by the police chief to step aside temporarily. Does this respond adequately to the cries for action?
Not fully, not completely. We cannot be satisfied until criminal charges are brought against Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Zimmerman should have been arrested in the first instance.
And he is still at large.
And he's still at large. And I understand that there may have been, I'll call it hanky-panky, around the police report from the time he was arrested and from the time the first officer showed up and wrote a report to what happened in the police station. So I also think that the actions of the Sanford police writ large in connection with this case are a subject that needs to be closely and carefully investigated. I mean, like the president, I'm the father of a son, and I just shudder. He'll be 10 in about 2 weeks, and I shudder when I look at the picture of Trayvon Martin, that any young man of color, this was a boy, this was a teen, this was an innocent teen minding his own business, could be the subject of this type of horrendous violence. And then at first instance, law enforcement does not do its job and seeks, if you will, to give the shooter a pass.
Have you talked to your son about this?
I've not had the opportunity to talk to him, but I certainly will. You know, when you have a young child, it's a balance between how much of this. I know what he's going to ask me. He's going to ask me, why did it happen? And he's also going to ask, because he's sensitive, did he do it because Trayvon was black? My son will ask me those questions, and I have to be able to answer those questions, because this, Andrea, is a case about justice. I think people need to continue to focus on the fact that we want justice for Trayvon, and justice means criminal charges being brought.
The president had more to say about this today in answer to that question.
Every parent in America should be able to understand why it is absolutely imperative that we investigate every aspect of this, and that everybody pulls together, federal, state, and local, to figure out exactly how this tragedy happened.
You know, I talked to Norton Bonaparte yesterday, the city manager, and it was only about 2 hours before the police chief finally did temporarily step aside and kept pressing on, you know, why that hadn't happened yet. A bit of that.
We need to have information. I've asked for an investigation. I'd like to have that information before making any decisions. Let's not rush to judgment. I will be looking to see what the police department did, what Chief Lee did. This is too serious to rush.
It's been a month. What is the rush to judgment
in
not
rush
having
to judgment. I think anyone can see that this police chief violated the public trust in how he handled this, and therefore he doesn't seem to be suited to be police chief in Sanford, Florida, or anywhere for that matter. But you know, Andrea, when you look at this, the other thing that troubles me is also this new spate of shoot first laws. Some people call them stand your ground laws. Florida has one now, some 24 states have one. And I tell you what's caught my interest is that it appears as though these laws have a ghostwriter, a common ghostwriter.
You think the NRA?
And maybe combined with the American Legislative Exchange Council, that together they've promoted these laws, they've ghostwritten these laws inside the Beltway and pushed them out across the states. And as people learn more, they'll find these are bad laws. These are shoot first laws. These are laws which shift the burden. These are laws which can be interpreted to protect criminals and violent acts. So I really believe that as this evolves, there's going to be more discussion and more attention on these laws, and also the ghostwriters.
Mayor Marc Morial raising a lot of provocative issues today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From the National
Always.
Urban League.